This is a special edition of Late Night Health. Hi, everyone. I'm Mark Allen. We're going to take a look at organic booze. And we're going to find out why it's better than regular booze. We have a whole cadre of people here. I'm going to start by saying salute. As we talk with the people from Drake's Organic. We have Drake's Organic Spirits. We have the founder, Mark Anderson. Mark, you can wave your hand. We also have from the Organics and Natural Health Association, the CEO and Executive Director, our good friend Karen Howard. Hello, Karen. And we have from Southern California, representing Drake's as well, Jason Hayes, and that is Jason over there. Hey, and as I said, I'm Mark. Okay. I'm going to start with you, Mark. Why is organic important to you personally? I read about that. You and your wife live an organic life, right?
Yes, we do. We actually live on a hobby farm in Long Lake, Minnesota. I grew up on a farm in North Dakota. So we actually raise organic produce here on our farm. It's also an animal rescue that we have. So we have about 96 rescued animals on this rescue farm, from horses all the way down to cats. So it's a menagerie of animals along with our organic farming. We raise organic varieties of mint and raspberries and blueberries, and we press essential oils, and it's just
we have to go for a visit, don't we, Karen?
Yeah, absolutely.
Come to the funny farm.
Yeah, I love it. Karen, are more and more people interested in organic and natural products?
The growth in organic is really continued to rise over time. And I think after the non-GMO project work and all of the labeling that's gone on, people are still looking for that, the secure certification, so that they understand and know what they're getting is what they want. And with the advent in synthetic biology and things coming onto the market now where people aren't aware and there aren't good rules and regulations because of everything that transpired in DC and at the state level, organic is going to only be that much more important, as is the non-GMO project. So yes, I mean, it's not as much now. We used to try and figure out the value of organic food versus non-organic food, and that's still a scientific effort that's really been worked on hard and continues. And now it's really a lot more about the restorative nature of the agricultural process, and that's what people are really looking to do, is buy foods that are derived in a way that's regenerative.
Mark, I'm going to ask you, are your products sustainable?
Yeah, so that's one of the benefits of organic as well. So, a consumer can make their choice and basically cast their vote by going to the grocery store and purchasing organic. And it's a more sustainable way of producing. For instance, on our alcohol, we produce that from organic cane sugar. Organic cane sugar is, there's a less carbon footprint. It's an enclosed, very efficient, and much more better for the environment. Less chemicals being applied, less pesticides. So it's a sustainable approach.
Jason, you have a background in marketing and sales of alcoholic beverages, and have you come across organic products in your history of marketing these kinds of products?
Absolutely. We've had, I was on the wine side of the business for a long time. And that's where organics really started to make a push probably 10, 15 years ago. You saw more organic vineyards, you saw more organic investments. Certification takes about 2 years in that field. And that kind of started this whole idea that other things can be organic. And Mark did a great job of putting these products together with all the certifications that people are really looking for and looking to And you see more sections growing in the grocery and in retail with the organics. Those sections are now other products of vodkas, rums, other items are starting to show up. But I think Drake's has got one of the best ones out there, not only by the accolades we get, but by the product in the bottle.
And by the way, here on our screen, we have two URLs, two websites. The first one is Drake's, and you can go there, you can experiment, look around. They've got a lot of information. And then go to Karen's website, which is the Organics and Naturals site that is listed on the screen right now as well. Karen, you and I have talked for years now. I can't believe how many years, which has been great. And our job at Late Night Health is to get people to ask questions. It's to stimulate thought and let people make up their own minds about organic versus non-organic versus, I'm going to use a very incendiary word, vaccine, no vaccine, so that people have the choice in taking charge of their healthcare, where years ago, not even that long ago, and even today, some doctors will say, Karen, this is what I want you to do. And you say, why? And they say, because I said so. They don't explain. I want to know why a doctor wants to give me a prescription, a shot, why they want me to exercise. I am, after all, the nosiest and most curious person in the world. I ask questions, damn it. So, can you respond to any of that, Karen?
Well, I think one of the things that's happening now, especially with all of the world events that we're dealing with, is that people feel a bit paralyzed in terms of what they can do, how they can make a difference in the world. And especially now with our, with the supply chain being what it is, people, you talk about your farm, Mark, and I'm like, I'm buying from farms from around the country instead of going and shopping for what I wouldn't eat in terms of meat and vegetables. So, and now fortunately being able to do my farmer's market. So I look for these same things as well. And I think, being able to buy organic has taken on sort of a new ring to it, in that when I buy organic now, I feel like I am doing things to support farmers who are being regenerative in the soil and are avoiding those pesticides. And the pesticide thing is only getting more significant. So I mean, is that what motivated you to sort of tap into, why alcohol? Because none of us are going to say that alcohol. I'll tell you that you need to increase your vitamin D level to 40 to 60 nanograms per milliliter all day long, but I'm not going to tell you that you should enjoy vodka as much as I do, fortunately, on a regular basis. So it's like, what was your kind of motivation behind this to create an organic product like this?
Absolutely. So growing up on a farm in North Dakota, dating myself, back in the 80s and up to 96, farming was done with conventional seed. Cultivation was done to eliminate or reduce the weeds, and this was before the advent of all of the herbicides and additional. So that's my background. And then in 96, I started to work at the Minneapolis Grain Exchange as a commodity trader. And that moved me into providing and supplying different companies with ingredients in the food and beverage industry. And from roughly 1999 to 2004, I was one of the largest holders of contracts for the U.S. dairy industry. So in that aspect, in 2001, as Whole Foods entered the market with proving there was a demand for organic goods, there's this price, a larger price difference between organic and conventional at that time. And as you've seen, as time goes on, that price comes closer to even. And in some cases, you can go out and source organic products cheaper than conventional. That's just due to the demand and the growth that the industry is experiencing.
That's something, Mark, that I and Karen, I've never understood. there's no pesticides. There's, you know, there's no chemical fertilizer, so it's cheaper to grow. At least it is in my opinion. I mean, I've got tomatoes out there. There's no pesticides. They are organic. I planted 4 weeks ago. I saw my first little tomato. It's that big. And I don't understand why. I never understood why conventional would be less expensive, because there's so much more upkeep, at least from my standpoint.
Labor.
So
the farm sizes have grown from back when I was on the farm in 96. An average farm size was maybe 2,000 acres. That was a good size. Today, our family farm is about 5,300 acres. The difference is we've moved away from the labor that's needed in the fields for, you know, hoeing the beets or, you know, doing that type of manual labor to now using herbicides and pesticides to get the ground coverage and to do as many acres as possible. So labor is one. And then secondly, there's been this marketing campaign to market the use of genetically modified seeds to feed the world. And my background and experience, I can show you proof. A conventional field next to an organic field, you get the same yields practically within an acre, or with a bushel to an acre difference. So you're getting the same yields, but your cost for inputs are far less on a organic or a non-GMO than it is with conventional, because with conventional genetically modified seeds, you're paying a premium for those patents that control the seed technology on top of it. And the seed price is 2 to 3 times greater than it is for a conventional seed. And then on top of it, you're not in control of your finished product. You can't collect those plants at the end at harvest and then replant those seeds. It's not allowed because Syngenta or Monsanto control the technology. So
they actually have been known to go out to farmers, because bees will come out, pollinate a field next to a genetically modified field, and they have the ability to test, and they'll say to Mr. Farmer, you owe me money because you're growing my product. I find that reprehensible. Thank you, Monsanto. By the way, just so everybody knows, and I hope this is okay, Jason lives near probably one of the biggest farmers markets. Yes, I wish I had the copper cup.
I can send you one.
Best farmers markets that I've ever been to, and I've been to a lot.
Yeah, I went down there today actually, and I was taking my youngest daughter to the farmers market, and the lineup was so long we didn't have a full hour to go and run through it, because Wednesday is typically the biggest farmers market out there. And we did go a couple Saturdays ago and got some amazing organic fruit too. So I love going there. I've been going there for probably 15 plus years, and it is one of the best farmers markets out there.
Yeah, I love it.
Organic.
It's a little bit far for me to go, but I've been there a couple of times. It's really terrific. It's almost like being on a farm in Minneapolis or Minnesota. Because I made a promise to Karen and to Mark and to Jason. We're going to sample some products right now. I've been drinking some vodka, and why don't we pour some? And Karen, you start, if that's all right. We're going to be honest. I wanted everybody to know Drake's is not paid for us to say anything about their products. They have given us the product, and we're still going to be honest, right? That fair, everybody?
Absolutely.
Mark is wondering about that.
Absolutely.
No. Well, you know what, Karen? Go ahead. You start, and then I'll jump in.
We're going to start with vodka, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm a big vodka drinker, as Mark knows. And my daily choice of cocktail, if I had to pick one, would always be a vodka and soda, just because it's hydrating more. Although I love a great martini dry, straight up. So my very favorite vodka is Ciroc, way before P. Diddy found it. And I learned about it from a little bar in Nashua, New Hampshire. The bartender turned me onto it. I loved it because it's made with French grapes and it's got that beautiful finish. But it's expensive. I don't do it very often. When I drink martini with that, like it's just the zest, So it was interesting when I opened the bottle and I poured some. The first thing I did think it was a really overpowering sort of alcohol smell. And then I tried it and it was like a pretty immediate sort of, oh my God, there's that sort of sweet finish at the end. And when I opened it up with just a couple of splashes of soda, it was just the perfect light, the kind of thing I really love about Ciroc without the price and without sort of like, that's kind of heavy vodka too. This is much lighter and it just works really well with lime. And I wouldn't normally, like I'm a Tito's gal because why not? And I used to drink the first small batch Tito's, which doesn't exist anymore. And so with that, I'm mixing things all the time. I make my own tonic syrup. I do apple cider vinegar with chili in it. I do all kinds of things. With this,
Your own kombucha. I've seen that. You make
that's-
your own kombucha too.
I do make my own kombucha, which I also use in my vodka.
Yeah.
So I'm happy.
I was impressed on a number of levels. I drink a couple of different vodkas on a regular basis. I've been drinking a lot of potato vodkas. I find potato vodkas a little bit smoother. My father-in-law at 95 has Absolute every night. Okay, and at 95 he can have whatever the hell he wants, right? I thought Drake's was amazing. It did have a little bit of to me, a little heavy nose. But once I put it in the glass and I had it over ice, I don't do the soda. I do, as I said, other things. But a lot of times I'll just have that and throw in an olive and make it a martini or shake it up. This is a great vodka. It is truly a great vodka. And I love the aftertaste, that hint of sweet. Mark, you really got it. You really made it happen. You really.
Thank you. And we're always trying to improve. When I first launched in 2017, the flavor profile that you're tasting now isn't the same as the very first flavor profile. What we found initially when we launched, and we still are the only spirit company that has all 5 certifications. We're certified USDA organic, non-GMO project verified, gluten-free certified, vegan certified, and kosher certified. So all 5 certifications. But and how that resulted was the initial alcohol that I started to distill, I was distilling from the organic cane sugar that I was importing from South America. And the initial orders that I had to fill wasn't in the spirit side of the business. It was on the food side of the industry. I was distilling organic alcohol for the flavor extract companies to produce organic certified flavor extracts to provide to like Kraft, Unilever, General Mills. So that's how the alcohol became so certified and produced for the food industry for further manufacturing. But in 2016, I realized that every other industry, such as cosmetic, industrial, food, beverage, all had moved over from conventional to health and wellness.
I'm just making a point to people who are watching, because we are doing this through the modern technology of Zoom. Occasionally, we're having a little dropout with Mark, and there's nothing we can do about that, but that's what that
Sorry
is.
about that.
Yeah, it's just Wi-Fi and internet. It's the magic of the 2020. I'm sorry, Mark, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
So I'm pleased that you enjoy the formulation that we have. It is a very easy to sip, no burn with a light sweet aftertaste. The only ingredients we use are organic cane sugar that we distill. We distill it 12 times, and that's what you're consuming.
I have to tell you, the other part that I really like And there it is. We have a picture of the bottle on screen with us now as well, and have had throughout the show. Is the price point. It's around $20, maybe $22 for something that's been distilled 12 times.
So the background with the food and beverage ingredients really helped. The supply chain that I set up for all the other industries and companies that I have is the same model that I used for the spirit company. So because we're not doing 500 cases or 1,000 cases, but we're distilling, we're the largest organic alcohol manufacturer in the world. We do about 4 million gallons of USD organic alcohol every year. We can produce 12 million cases of vodka once demand hits that volume. So we're very unique in that, but we also have a craft feel to us because our master distiller, Luis Ayala, what you're tasting is basically grass to glass. Organic cane sugar is a grass farmed in the Cali Valley of Colombia. I was the largest organic importer of organic cane sugar from South America, and utilizing the organic cane fields there to make our alcohol, importing that, and we distill both our organic vodka and organic rum from that organic cane sugar.
All right, we're going to switch. I don't normally switch booze, but I'm going to pour some of the rum. And Karen, you and I were blown away.
Blown away.
Go ahead.
I mean, I'm not a big rum drinker and just don't think about it very often. So it's like every once in a while a fun cocktail or whatever. I was like, the first time I took a sip of this and the coconut, I was like, like 100% sold. It's amazing.
I'm glad you picked up on the coconut, and there's a light hint of vanilla that you're probably picking up on too.
It's amazing. It's so soft on the tongue. Doesn't need to be cold. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
So as you're aware, by definition, rum has to be distilled from molasses or sugar. And previously, most rum, you have a sugar mill and there's a pile of molasses, and it's, what are you going to do with the molasses? Well, we're going to feed the cattle, or we're going to make rum. So you manufacture the rum with that molasses, and you put it into barrels to get the congeners to eventually mellow out over time. But with our rum, we're using organic cane sugar. Very, very high quality input gives you a very high quality output, and that's what you're experiencing with our organic white rum.
I can smell the coconut in the nose, and I also smell a touch of the vanilla. And
well, and we should explain it's filtered through the coconut, so it's not like it's added.
So one of the very unique certifications we have is we're fully vegan certified with the vegan, the global vegan certification. And how we achieve that, most alcohol is filtered through charcoal filtration, which has bone char, animal bone char. And again, we originated in the food industry, producing and certifying our alcohol with these certifications. And with my background, I knew that we could switch out our charcoal filtrations with coconut fiber filtration. So all of our alcohols filter through coconut fiber filtration, which does give it a very unique, but also authentic certified vegan product.
It's really terrific. Jason, you're in the marketplace, and you go into stores, and when a buyer tastes your products, they're not seeing Mark, they're seeing Jason. What's been the overall reaction?
Well, very positive. I mean, it's the brands, like I always say, it's in the bottle. The quality is there, and I've sold many brands over the years, Absolute and Kettle One and all these other vodkas and gins and rums and other items, some incredible rums out of the Caribbean in the past. And I was very impressed just by this because of the quality on the rum itself. And the buyers are the ones that are actually telling you that. So when you break the bottle open, I usually wait to hear from them first, and they kind of give you feedback whether it makes sense. And typically they think it's more expensive than it is. The rum category is not the most expensive category out there. So we are competitive. And I think that's one thing that gets us in the door. The first step is they do the price survey and they figure if it fits in their set, then they taste it and they realize the quality. So we've had success when we can get the buyers. You know, it's very difficult now with what's going on out there to get the buyers to taste anything or even find them. But when we do, they're interested and they're starting to open up and look at new items and new products. And I always say it's in the bottle, and that speaks volumes to these people, because that's what they're worried about. They want to put good quality products in the mouths of their consumers, and they want to recommend the right stuff. And with the certifications, that even helps us even more.
I don't like to badmouth anybody. I have a bottle of a very expensive rum on my bar. I never open it. I go to, up until I discovered Drake's, I've been going to the B word, okay? You know, the Bacardi. I think that I'm not a rum drinker. I can drink the Drake's rum because it's smooth, it's mellow, there's no harshness. And you know, I mentioned my father-in-law who drinks Absolute. There is such a harshness to that. Now, the fact that he drinks, his drink is one shot of vodka to one shot of vermouth, dry vermouth, equally over 2 small ice cubes. That's his drink and has been. It's a little bit rough to take, but you know, it's his drink. I almost bought a bottle of Absolute the other night, a couple of weeks ago, and I couldn't do it. That's BD before Drake. So,
well, they were one of the first premium vodkas. I remember when I was quite young, learning about the industry. They were one of the first premiums to hit the market, and everybody loved that medicine bottle, and it took off. But when you taste it side by side against all these other brands out there, of Grey Gooses of the world, you can really tell the difference in all these styles and the quality. So, and you're both vodka drinkers, you understand that. You probably do plenty of blind tastings just to see where the quality level is, and if you like viscosity versus you like the higher acid styles. I mean, there's definitely a variation, and I think our master distillers nailed it. He's made it, just to talk about the vodka, it's very soft and subtle. It does have that alcohol nose, but there's plenty of other ones that are more expensive and better known that have even more alcohol on the nose. And then it just softens up and it makes it so easy to mix, but you can drink it by itself. To talk about the rum real quick, if you haven't tried our mojito mix, I mean, that is a great pairing. Yes. I love mojitos, and I got one pre-made right over here. I'm about to have that probably at the end of this to start my happy hour in the evening. But try that in a mojito. It's fantastic because you get the coconuttiness to it, you get the citrusy quality, and you get that beautiful mojito summer drink cocktail that really is refreshing.
Well, we only have a few minutes left, so I have a couple of more thoughts, okay? Are you selling this, Mark? Yeah, Mark?
Yes. So when there was a shortage on sanitizer,
there's that internet thing.
It wasn't just the sanitizer, but it was the packaging. So the supply chain for the supply chain for the packaging was disrupted. All the dispensers come from China. And as all of the on-premise and casinos were shut down, we had this extra capacity with our spiked ice machines that make our freeze and eat popsicles. And we have all this alcohol, and our trading divisions have the glycerin and the hydrogen peroxide. So it made sense. Within 3 days of the country basically screaming for product, we immediately converted over our spiked ice machines and started packaging sanitizer to go out there and refill all of the empty dispensers that were basically at most of the hospitals and first responders. Since then, we've expanded out. We provide larger companies as well with backpack sprayers and bulk sanitizers so they can spray down surfaces, just trying to help the industry reopen. And yeah, that helped bridge the gap until a lot of the on-premise starts coming back. But yeah, that's the same machine that packages our spiked ice.
I love
and very
And-
successful.
We're going to have to do another show, and we'll do that on the spiked ice and the packaging. We've got the Bloody Mary mix. I'm a Bloody Mary nut, and there we go with that. And there's a couple different varieties. I can't wait to try the ghost one. I like spicy. Do you like a lot of heat, Karen?
Love it.
Yeah. So, and there's a spice. Yeah, it's funny. My box for
Cover
the
this
ice
next
is
time.
over there.
Mine are all in the freezer. I don't know what yours are doing out on the desk. Like mine are like laying there just waiting for a 90-degree day, hot, hazy, humid chance for
There's
it.
only so much room in my freezer, though.
That
Yes,
is-
So I
exactly.
get another freezer for the extra pet cases.
Yeah, exactly.
And my gratitude goes out for the hand sanitizer. I mean, that's doing yeoman's work. I mean, that's the work of love. I mean, thank you for that, for everybody who's been a beneficiary and the shortage and being able to do that from an organic perspective. I really value that contribution, Mark. So my personal thanks.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
So as I said earlier, I'm the nosiest guy in the world. We're going to start with you guys on the East Coast. We'll start with Karen. And I always want to know what people have for dinner. So I'll tell you what I'm having. I'm having gumbo, and I'm having po' boy sandwiches, a grilled shrimp sandwich that we're picking up tonight. So that's my dinner tonight. Karen, what is your dinner tonight?
Grilled farm organic chicken or a roasted broccoli, organic broccoli.
Got it. And maybe a little bit of vodka. Mark, what are you having for dinner?
I can honestly say I don't know because I'm being taken out tonight for my birthday dinner. So I don't know.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. It's coming up Saturday, but we're going on a trip to Seattle this weekend. So I'm getting a birthday dinner tonight.
Got it. Well, he's going to be 32, by the way. And Jason, do you know what you're having for dinner?
Well, we probably will have the leftover tikka masala chicken we got from our favorite local Indian restaurant. But it is my 13-year-old. She just graduated from 8th grade today, so it's her choice.
Hey.
Got it. Well, I've been making, because we haven't been taking out a lot, I made my own chicken tikka marsala a few weeks ago. We're going to do that again soon. And I finally got in some rice, so I could yeast, so that I can make some garlic naan. I'm going to try that.
Yes.
Right? You got to
Or
have.
you can order it down the street here, and I'll have it sent up.
Either way, and that might be easier. I did that the last time. I went to the local Indian place and I said, I want some garlic naan, and they said, "That's it?" I said, "That's it."
Huh.
And they said,
Free. I'm set.
"Yeah." I know. Well, listen, thank you very much. Listen, go to the website. It's what is the website, Jason?
DrakesOrganic.com.
Mark, DrakesOrganic.com. It's been on the screen all this time. Guys, I thank you all for being with us. Join us at LateNightHealth.com, LateNightHealth.com. You can also visit us at Facebook.com/LateNightHealthRadio, and of course, iTunes, Google Play, all the major podcasting sites will be featuring us on that. On their sites. I thank you for listening. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye for now.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Karen.
Thank you. Been a pleasure.